Alhamdulillah wahda wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da ba'd. قال الله عز وجل في كتابه الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو عزيز غفور. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عليكم بسنتي وسنة الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين وعدتها عليها بالنواجذ وقال أكثر التسليم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his countless blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I recited the second verse of Surah Al-Mulk, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the philosophy of life and death. Millions of people are born, when millions are also they die. So this cycle of birth and death, why it is? Many people have tried their best in the past history, and there's also a good number of people they still could not figure it out why we come to this world, what is the purpose of life. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this short verse mentions the purpose of life, and the purpose of life is liyabluwakum ayyukum ahsanu amala. Allah created death and life so that He tests us which one of us is best in deeds. Few things are to be noted here. Allah didn't say liyabluwakum ayyukum aktharu amala. Allah did not create us there to see which one of us is excessive in deeds. So here Allah mentions the quality nor the quantity. So quality is very important, and this quality necessitates two important preconditions. If you want to maintain the quality of the amal, it necessitates two important things, two important elements. One, the apparent form of the amal, the apparent form of the deed, and second, the inner dimension of the deed. Apparent form of the deed simply means that each and every single act of ibadah must qualify the sunnah of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If our deeds are not qualifying the sunnah of the Prophet peace be upon him, Allah won't accept it. Prophet peace be upon him said, "Man ahdatha fi amrina hadha ma laysa minhu fahuwa rad." Whoever innovates, whoever fabricates, man ahdatha fi amrina hadha, in this matter of ours, means in this our deen, ma laysa minhu, which is not of it, fahuwa rad, that stands to be nullified. That stands out to be rejected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we understand now that all our deeds must align with the prophetic sunnah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if our deeds are in alignment with the prophetic sunnah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's the first requirement for the quality that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in Surah Al-Mulk, in the second verse of Surah Al-Mulk. So this should be our first and foremost priority, that always you need to see whether whatever I do, whatever I perform in terms of ibadah, whether it qualifies as sunnah or not. That's very important, immensely important. And we should, another important thing regarding ibadah and acts in amal, we need to know that there is a legal maxim, before it called the fiqhiyya. Legal maxim is al-aslu fil ibadati at-tahrim. By default, all forms of ibadah are haram. By default, all forms of ibadah, all texts of devotion are haram, or prohibited, except what Allah obligates and what Prophet commands sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in ibadah is true that whatever I wish that it will be a form of ibadah. All forms of ibadah are altogether nullified, except what is established by the Quran and what is established by the Prophet peace be upon him. That qualifies to ibadah. So this is the apparent form of deed, which is immensely important. So if a person doesn't follow this pattern of sunnah, according to the hadith, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that deed stands out to be rejected. Then comes the second important element, which qualifies the quality of the deed. That is al-ikhlas. Means doing each and everything only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We perform salah, we observe fasting, we do charity. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, man sama yurabi, man salla yurabi faqad ashrak. Whoever performs salah just for the sake of ostentation, just for the sake of show off, faqad ashrak, he committed shirk. وَمَنْ صَامَ يَرَابِيًا فَقَدْ أَشْرَكَ, and whoever observes fasting just for the sake of show off, just for the sake of ostentation, فَقَدْ أَشْرَكَ, he committed shirk. وَمَنْ تَصَدَّقَ يُرَائِيًا فَقَدْ أَشْرَكَ, and whoever makes charity just for the sake of show off, faqad ashrak, he committed shirk. So important thing is that whenever we are blessed to do any sort of deed, we need to examine the heart about why I do this thing. What is the motivation? What is the incentive for me that motivated me, that prompted me to do this particular deed? So it should be always for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Ikhlas, and it is by virtue of Ikhlas, the reward is established. If a person performs huge deeds, which apparently seem to be very massive and colossal, but if it lacks the Ikhlas, if it is not for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it won't be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the authentic hadith says, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that on the day of Qiyamah, when Allah will decide the fate of the people, the first ever people among the Muslimin who will be cast into the hellfire will not be those who neglected Salah all their life. It won't be those people who fornicated or those people who consumed the liquor. According to the Prophet's sound prophetic hadith, in the hadith of Sahih, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, these will be the people with huge and massive deeds. Among them, scholar. Allah will ask him, I bless you with the knowledge, what did you do of it? Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the scholar will reply, Ya Rab, I acquired knowledge for your sake, and then I was spreading out knowledge. I was teaching the people, I was guiding the people according to Islam. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to him, Kadhabta, you did tell a lie. You just acquired knowledge so that we could heal the popularity. And nowadays this popularity is an easy job to see how many likes are there, how many comments are there. If your objective was to gain the popularity and the fame, so you have got it in dunya. There is nothing with us for you to reward you. And when Allah will command the angels to take him to the hellfire upon his face. And then next one will be martyr, the one who sacrificed his life for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Apparently it was for the sake of Allah, but the hidden intention was something else. And the third one Prophet mentioned, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as-sakhi, a generous person who apparently used to help out many brothers and sisters. He would spend huge heaps of yaqul ahlaktu mala luhada. He would say that I have spent huge heaps of wealth, huge amounts of wealth. But the intention was not to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Intention was to get popularity among the people so that he could be known as a generous, as a munificent guy. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will command the angels to take him to hellfire. So my dear brothers and sisters, the take-home message is simple. That is, whenever we do anything, two things are important that we need to observe. One, whether my action qualifies the sunnah or not. And second important thing is that why I do this particular deed. What is the motivation with me? We wake up in the morning and then we eat the suhoor all along the day. We are hungry, we are thirsty. And then at the maghrib, at the dusk, we break our fast. So we need to examine our hearts. Why I do this? And then each and every single act, we perform Terawih, we perform the Nawafil. Every single day, we recite the Quran. We make the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need to understand these two important things always. We should remember them always to maintain the quality of the heat. And at last, Sayyidina Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu said, La yanfu qawlun illa bil amal. No any speech of a person will benefit you. If I speak for hours together, discussing about the themes of Quran, the prophetic hadith, and I do not practice myself, then what is the benefit of it? So that's what Ibn Mas'ud said radiyallahu anhu, La yanfu qawlun illa bil amal. No speech will benefit a person until he practices it. Then it says, وَلَا يَنْفَوْ قَوْلٌ وَلَا عَمَلٌ. Neither the speech nor the practice of a person will benefit you إِلَّا بِالنِّيَّةِ, until the intention is not good. If we do reckless deeds, we do a lot of deeds, but our intention is corrupted. It's all useless, thriftless. It won't benefit us. And the last thing he mentions, لَا يَنْفَوْ قَوْلٌ إِلَّا بِالْعَمَلِ. Speech does not benefit until you practice it. وَلَا يَنْفَوْ قَوْلٌ وَلَا عَمَلٌ إِلَّا بِالنِّيَّةِ. Neither the speech nor your practice will benefit until you fix the problem of your heart, until your intention is sincere. Then he says, وَلَا يَنْفَوْ قَوْلٌ وَلَا عَمَلٌ وَلَا نِيَّةٌ إِلَّا مَا وَافَقَ السُّنَّةِ. Your speech, your practice, and your good intention won't benefit if the entire deed is not according to Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So there's a close relationship between Ikhlas and Sunnah. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us with the tawfiq
to practice all our deeds according to the Sunnah of the Prophet is to find you with this, with a higher degree of the ikhlas. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Subhanallahi bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma bihamdihi. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Salamun alal mursalin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum.